what the process could be like. Then when done, perhaps if you don't mind, you could just share a briefing to where most of the challenges were coming from. All right, I'll just go ahead and proceed on from here. So what happens is all the codes that were shared out are basically a waiver. They remove the cost you are supposed to pay for a ticket or something like that. So ideally, once you get to the payments page and you do apply your code, the assumption is that you pay 0 shillings and be able to redeem a ticket. So the process still remains the same, that you do visit our website and go ahead and click the buy ticket action right over here at the top where you can see my cursor right now. So once you do click buy ticket, it will take you to this page and automatically open up this. So while at this page, this is where you're now supposed to use your code at. Yeah. So at this page, you are supposed to enter your code right over here. And on entering your code, you won't be asked to make payments. So maybe if we are to follow through and see the normal way, currently the sales for early bird tickets and student tickets ended. So the ones that are currently available are the regular ticket, which goes for that amount, and the corporate ticket, which goes for that amount. So moving forward from here, you would have to select the quantity of tickets you want to get. So for example, if we did want a regular ticket, you could just go ahead and select that. Oh, wait, you can actually see this. Sorry about that. Yeah, I hope you can now see the full screen. So once I do increase the amount, the number of tickets that I do want to get, you can see that on this other side, there's a summary of the order, and you can see there is only one ticket added to this order, and you can also see the total amount. So at this, you can go ahead and increase the number of tickets you want to get. You can also try out other ticket types, for example, the corporate ticket. To add a corporate ticket, you'd as well come here and, add that as well. You can't add negative tickets, so the least you can have is 0, but you're free to increase it to any number that you do want. So if you increase on this other side, you can be able to see that the ticket price changes right over here, and you can also see the quantities you're getting. So if we maybe want to move forward with let's maybe select one regular ticket, and if we are looking to move forward with this, we'll just go ahead and click next. So getting to this page is not an end in itself. You would have to continue, select the quantity of tickets, and click next. So once you do click next, you'll come to this other page that shows merchandise, but then you'll see it's optional. Select your merchandise, but optional. So basically, this is in case someone wanted a hoodie or any merchandise, either from the old stock from last year, or you want one with a newer design for this year, you would be able to add that. So if I didn't want to add a hoodie, I could go ahead and add a +1 here, and you can see merchandise hoodie added, and it's now added to my order. And if I also wanted from last year's stock, you can also see that that's as well added. But this is an optional step, so I can leave it at 0. If and maybe also what might be necessary to mention at this point is that if you don't buy the merchandise now, you can always get it later. So you could proceed if this is the normal route where you're supposed to pay. So at this other page, you're supposed to add your contact details. So I'll just go ahead and add a few of mine as that. Then I'll also try to add a phone number, then the email. So basically, the whole importance of you adding an email, it's where your ticket will be emailed in case you opt for that. So I'll just go ahead and add my email, and on adding that, this other step is optional. You can optionally add a student ID, but doesn't necessarily apply to everyone, except for people who are redeeming student tickets. So for a student ticket, you needed to add a student ID. But at this point, you can see that your regular ticket is in progress and you've added your details, you've added your information, and you've checked this point that this ticket should be emailed to this email address that's been provided. So at that, you would still need to proceed. So I'll just go ahead and click next. So once you do click next, the page refreshes. And on refreshing here, you would need to confirm your email, the email address that will receive the ticket. Since I want to receive the ticket at this email address, we'll just go ahead and add that again. And using a normal route, ideally you would have to select a payment method. And for example, could select card or mobile money, and proceed on to check this part of this checkbox of agreeing to the terms and conditions. And the final thing right over here is to complete the order. But at this page, basically, you're trying to have an insight on what your order summary looks like, what you're basically buying, and what you'll be able to what amounts you expect to be deducted from either your account or your mobile money. And if you rectify all that, if you get to confirm that you're getting only one regular ticket at a subtotal of that, and this is a transactional fee, and a total of this, if that's okay, you could go ahead and complete the order. But if it's not okay, you would ideally need to change the order if you want to, and maybe get more than one ticket. But at least we shall proceed and complete the order. So in completing the order, this is now where the payment gets made. And if you maybe want to use mobile money, or you want to use card, you'd enter your card details, right, your mobile number right over here that has the money, or you would select card and get to add your Visa card or MasterCard or whichever card that you do have, and add that right over there. So that is a route when someone is paying for a ticket. But the other route is, we did have diversity tickets, and diversity tickets basically had a code being set out to people. So if you did happen to receive a code, that is a route that we are now just going to run through. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and cancel this order and get back to this page. Then I'll just move over to cancel order. So on canceling the order, we'll just go ahead and select the event again, and yeah, go to tickets. So we're now starting this over again. So if you do have a code, basically you would have to enter it at this point, where you just see enter promotional code. So basically, whichever code you are provided or something like that, you would be able to add it here. For most of our tickets, our diversity tickets, the codes were being sent out via email. So most of the people did receive a code via email, the people that had applied and got selected. So if you do have a code, you would have to add it right over here. And on adding it right over there, you'd be able to still walk through the process. But let's go over this and see what happens. So if I do have a code, for example, test, and I go ahead and click that, if the code doesn't exist, you'll see this promotional code does not exist in our system. Okay, that's if the code doesn't exist. But there's a situation whereby you've maybe used your code and you want to maybe try and confirm if you can redeem another ticket with it. That would be a situation of this kind. For example, if we did have such a ticket, such a code, you see, for a code that's been used before, you'll see such a message. The promotional code has already been used or is locked temporarily for an active checkout session. Click here to remove it. So ideally, this is if you want to remove the code you've just applied, which is ideally already used by someone else. And a code being used by someone else, that means they went through this whole process and were able to receive a ticket on their side. So I'll just go ahead and remove that and now use a valid code. So if I go ahead and select that with a valid code and apply it. You can see code test 102 has been successfully applied. So basically what this means is that before proceeding beyond this, your code has just been applied, but not yet used. Okay, so that means you can, if you, because some of the feedback that we've been getting is that some people just do end at this, and once they apply the code, they assume they've already received a ticket, which is not the case. So what happens is that you're supposed to follow through with this whole process. But one unique thing that has just happened right over here is what you see right over here at the regular ticket. You can see that instead of having the price at 85,000 Uganda shillings, it has changed to 0 shillings. And you can see the name of your text code, your promotional code applied, and it waives off 100% the price. So that means I can now go ahead and apply one of these, and you can see my total price to pay is 0 shillings at this point. And if I maybe want to go ahead and also apply one of these, you basically see that this other ticket does not, this other ticket you can't, you'll have to pay for it. Yeah. So your price goes to that, but the waiver applies to the regular ticket. So there might be a situation and someone wondering, if I apply my code and maybe my internet goes off, or maybe I just stopped at this point, what happens? Ideally, if you just stopped at this point, it doesn't mean your code is already gone. If you stopped at this point, you can as well come back. Or if I refresh my screen, let me just do that right over here, you can see the code remains. Or if I remove it and refresh my screen, or if I do close that tab and go to the website again, maybe I'm starting a new session. I could have tried that some time back and it failed, and I'm coming back to try again. I head over to buy tickets once again, come right over here. I could even be using a different device. Come right over here, apply my ticket, my promotional code. You can see it will successfully be applied. So that means it's valid until you get through the whole process. It only becomes invalid when you complete the order. So basically, we can now move on to see what happens and how do we get to receive a code. Sorry, how do we get to receive the ticket? So at this point, we shall just head over to where all even happened. It was with a regular ticket. You can see the price now 0%, sorry, 0 shillings. You can just go ahead and select one ticket from there. Okay, and move to next. Right over here, I still have the liberty to purchase merchandise. I can get a hoodie as well if I do want, or if I optionally want to get the hoodie later, I can as well click next. But if I do select a hoodie, you can see its price gets to that. So that means this code that we've been receiving is basically waiving off the price of the ticket. So if you do want a hoodie or any other merchandise, you'd basically have to add a payment for that. But we shall just proceed on to redeem our ticket that we are receiving with an applied promotional code. So we'll just go ahead and click next. Still right over here, I would have to add my contact details. My name is Hassan Bahati, and I'll just go ahead to, oh sorry, phone number here. Okay, then right over here, I can go ahead and add my email. Okay, that's my email address. We'll just go ahead and add that, and we'll check this, email this ticket holder a copy of this ticket, and I'll proceed on. Actually, you can buy for someone else, so I could add another email address here, and also the subsequent step, add a different email address. So if I do select emailing this ticket holder a copy of the ticket, I will need to continue. So it's not yet done until you get to the final step. And at the final step, you'll basically be asked to complete the order, just like it is right over here. So at this, I can go ahead and add my email address again, the email that I want to receive the ticket, and I'll agree to the terms, and I can see my total at this point it's 0 shillings. I can see that I can see that the order summary is that, my order ID is that, the event I'm trying to get a ticket for is PyCon Uganda 2024, and I did have a code that waived off the whole price and moved the price to 0 shillings. That's my total order, and at this point I could go ahead and complete the order. I'll just go ahead and click complete order and see what happens next. Okay, so you've not got your ticket until you see this. Order successfully, order completed successfully. Thank you for completing your order. And you know, this is now the final step where you can get to see where you can get to where you can be sure that you've been able to redeem your ticket and it has been emailed to you. So we are now just going to go ahead and check our email and see what that looks like, what we've been able to receive. And so at this point, you could go check your email. I'll just refresh my email right over here. And wow, you can get to see that 0 minutes ago, I did receive my ticket for PyCon Uganda 2024.